with massive speculation about the ongoing future of their coach. For the very latest, let's bring in our reporter Luke Doherty. Come out a little bit of left field, Luke. What do we know as it stands?
So today, 1:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Time, the Sydney Swans will be making a major announcement. Fox Sports News understands that it will be John Longmire stepping down from his role effective immediately. The timing is a little bit of a shock. Usually with something like this, you would expect it to happen straight after the last of those grand finals there you can see in the breaking news at the bottom of your screen. That was to the Brisbane Lions. To this point being the start of pre-season. A lot of the planning for next season has already gone on. It's underway. So to step down at this point, that is the only little thing that strikes us as a little bit odd at this stage. But as for Longmire himself, then you can't really question the record and commitment that he's put into this side so far. So he took over from Paul Roos in 2011 after starting as an assistant in 2002. He guided the Swans to the Premiership in 2012 in just his second season at the helm. But then came those runners-up finishes, 2014, 2016, 2022, and this season just gone. So the 2022 decider and this one just gone. The manner of the defeats in the grand final just sparked a little bit of chatter in the football community as to whether Longmire was the man to help this side get over the line once again. Now, you can say that's hugely disrespectful. There's the greatest of respect for what John Longmire has managed to achieve with the Sydney Swans, but is the fact that in the 2022 decider, it was a 133 to 52 point defeat to Geelong, and then in the one just gone, a 120 to 60 point defeat to the Brisbane Lions. So something isn't clicking on grand final day, but it has been an amazing tenure as a coach. 12 final series and 14 in charge, 5 grand finals as well, and he goes down with an incredible winning percentage of 62.9 from a club record 333 games. Now, of coaches, 56 of them have coached VFL, AFL games more than 150 times. Longmire has the 6th best winning percentage of all of those. So what a stint.
An amazing legacy. Unfortunately, doesn't have those flags to absolutely reinforce it. One, and then those successive runner-up losses. And as you say, it's the manner of those defeats that really heaped on the pressure. He leaves an indelible mark on this club, though. A massive shadow and huge boots to fill. Already, I guess, there is some speculation and possibly from within who could replace him.
Yeah, so if we look back a couple of months when West Coast were on the search for a replacement for Adam Simpson, the man that was highly touted to get that role was actually Dean Cox. So the man sitting on John Longmire's right shoulder there. Now, he's been an assistant coach, take control of the ruck. Very, very high opinion of Dean Cox within the four walls of the Sydney Swans organisation. It would be a logical fit at this point of where things sit, where we mentioned before with Longmire stepping down essentially a couple of weeks into pre-season, which is very, very late in football terms, if they were going to go outside. Unless they've got someone lined up straight away to come in, it seems that Dean Cox is the logical fit. We'll find out more today at 1:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Time, which we will bring you that announcement live. You will not miss a minute. But the smart money at this stage would be on Dean Cox.
All right, so as you mentioned, just a few weeks into the pre-season, obviously something has come to bear there with John Longmire. He's read the room, perhaps, and got them ready. I mean, if it is Dean Cox and they are a club that usually have their ducks in a line before they make anything public, you'd imagine that's already in train.
Well, we spoke to Tom Harley, the Swans CEO on Fox Sports News, a couple of weeks ago when it was confirmed that opening round, not round one, opening round would be a thing again in Sydney, and he's been a big proponent of that. And we asked him about the grand final defeat and just what type of weight that it was still around the organisation. He said it was still pretty heavy. They digested it straight away. They're trying to move on from it. But whether Longmire's just had some more time to think, he's one when you speak to him, very carefully considered what he says. He's one of the great coaches to speak to because you know you're not getting a cliched answer that you got last week or the week before. There's actual thought and consideration into what John Longmire puts out there in the public realm. And it would stand to reason that he does that in his personal life as well, and when he's making these decisions. So it's not entirely surprising on one hand that he has just taken a little bit longer to make this call, but the timing, usually these things would come to bear in the days after a grand final defeat in the manner at which they had at the hands of the Brisbane Lions. It seems like they've got the replacement ready to go, so it could be a smoother transition. He was entering the final year of his deal anyway, so he was going to be out of contract at the end of 2025. Now seems that it's going to happen a little bit earlier.
All right, mate. Really appreciate it. We'll be chatting soon, no doubt. Luke Doherty there with the latest and what is a huge story today, and one that is developing. It will continue to do so. As you can see, the major announcement at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We'll have that for you live here on Fox Sports News. The Sydney Swans making a major announcement, but heavily speculated it is to confirm the news that head coach John Longmire will be stepping down as head coach and ending a tenure at the Bloods that has stretched more than 2 decades.